Today, I have a three-way conversation that I'd like to share because I know that many out there are waking up and exploring boards and websites that they have never considered before. There has been a lot of them out there for at least 30 years. I was in college and then consumed with my new career as a pill pusher in the 80s, but I do know that many victims, like Kathy O'Brien, have been around even longer. Kathy is one of the few that has had the stamina to still be telling her story. But my point is that information has been out there for a very long time, and every day I see new people who are authorities on the kidnapping of our planet. I just want people to find their own answers. Don't just listen to me or anybody else. Confirm everything. My goal is not to convince you of anything, but to make you question and, more importantly, to help you hear the answers from a higher perspective. So here's the first comment, and I basically thanked Sean for his comment and validated much of the information as being trusted by me also. I'll choose this spot to remind you to hit the like button. Tell us what you think with your comments, and probably one of the best things that everyone can do is share the video. One other thing that I need to let you know is that a suppressed channel will not come up in your feeds very often. That's the main way they suppress it. So if you like my channel, please remember to hit that notifications bell, or there will be many of my videos that you will never see. I have nearly 500 videos uploaded over the last year and a half, and I'd venture to say that most of you haven't seen 80% of them. I probably have one of the most comprehensive libraries on medbeds on YouTube. I'm trying to organize them in one playlist for you, but if you don't want my videos suppressed in your feed, then subscribe and be sure to ring the notification bell. I don't spam anybody, so you never have to worry about that. Everything is free, but if you'd like to help me with the channel expenses, we now have memberships as low as $3.99 a month, and I am always so grateful for a small tip under the Super Thanks button below. This channel doesn't seek corporate support, so every dollar helps. First, I want to make a disclaimer. This is a question and answer. This is what people believe and question. This video does not purport to be 100% accurate in everything we discuss. Rather, it serves as a way to help us research and explore what is being said out there. Similar to what Omar, whatever her name, is said about 9/11s, it's just some things that people said. So don't believe the comments and don't believe the answers. It is a discussion, not an assertion of fact. Only time will tell the facts. We'll see if we are allowed to practice free speech, knowing that I'm not disseminating anything but the notion of independent thought. Now that's done, let's continue. The comment that I responded to was from Steve Roberts, so let's run through this. Here's at SeanSmart 2038.
That's because Biden was never in control. Trump never left since 2016. His second term, which was Biden's term, was to wake up the people. Trump, to show you the sharp contrast between what Trump was going to do and what the deep state evil was going to do to you. This is Trump's third term. There's a reason that stuff that went through under Biden that didn't make sense went through, because he wasn't in control. You got to understand, and you got to dig deep to see that the deep state took over our country in the 1800s. We weren't even under the real Constitution. We were under the U.S. corporation. Why do you think Washington, where the White House is, I think it's Delaware or whatever it's called, it's not even part of the United States, because we were under a corporation controlled by the Queen and the Vatican. But the White House military, which was planned decades ago, called the Q military, has taken over everything in the entire world. All the deep state is gone. Thank God these people were doing horrific things to our children and trafficking them. Have you ever wondered where the 1 million children go missing a year just in the U.S. alone? It was a deep state, all for their adrenal chrome and organ harvesting, which ends up in like McDonald's foods. The rabbit hole goes very deep. As crazy as it sounds, it's true. But there's nothing to worry about now that the deep state is being taken out because the white hats are in full control of the entire world, and we're going to have peace, love, and prosperity. No more all these missing children, all that goes away, thank God, and the child trafficking and the human trafficking gone. People, if you only knew what was really going on, you would know the best is yet to come, unlike your wildest imagination. We could possibly even be going into Nasara. There's evidence of this all over the place. They're going to get rid of the FBI, the IRS, the Federal Reserve will be merged into the Treasury, no more income tax, only a flat tax on new essential items. Go research it. God bless everyone. The best is truly yet to come.
In response to Sean's comment, Stephen Rogers responded to Sean, and this is telling us that more and more people are aware of what the back channels have been reporting for years. We heard things many years ago. We sat for a while, and now we not only have hope, but we have signs that something is underfoot. Whether it's the full-blown agenda that we heard or a modified version, America and the world, for that matter, are undergoing great changes for the better. And as with all change, the benefits are rarely seen immediately. They must work through the system, and in this case, it must not only penetrate but destroy the matrix. And many of you realize, like Steve Rogers, understand that. While I try to always respond, I don't have people handling my social media, so I am always thankful when you guys connect with each other. Here's at Stephen Rogers' 333 response to Sean.
You nailed it, Sean. In my understanding, all your comments are spot on.
So, this conversation inspired me to share something that I think is very important for us to understand, and I wanted to thank both Sean and Stephen for this thread. Here are my thoughts that I feel is important for us to all understand in a time when some are getting very desperate and the deception is everywhere. I hope that those of us a little farther along will help those that are in the early stages of awakening. I can't always share things on the videos and must be a bit more veiled, so the discussion between you guys is important to present perspectives that I can't always present. So thank you, Sean and Stephen. Here's the problem I have, guys. To me, Q drops are gold. I believe them, but they are very nebulous. It's clear that many of them are very generalized and are applicable and coded into various events such as the recent Iran bombing. I have seen so many anons and truthers working for the dark, so I'm cautious about everything. For instance, adrenochrome is not retrieved from the pineal gland in spite of many claims. Biologically, it's just not in the pineal gland. So why would someone lie about that? Yes, I believe that demons hurt children for it. Yes, I have seen evidence that there are factories which sell it with the name, age, and sex of the victim on it. It undeniably exists, and drinking blood is a common practice in some circles, but it's the ones that tell us that it's harvested from the pineal gland that are trying to discredit truthers, and then many just parrot that misinformation with no investigation. The fact is that the chemical is made in the adrenal glands, which is nowhere near the pineal gland. The adrenals are where it's made and where it's stored. I did a video based on the biology, not the narratives, but it was shadow banned too. I have been aware of the evil for decades, honestly, before most people, and I've seen the evil masquerading as good. I personally know someone that was sold. She was right in the middle of it all. Hollywood, Hef, Epstein, and the modeling world. She's such a brave person, but she's just not ready to talk about it, and we must respect that. She had a relative who actually signed the proverbial deal. So, yeah, I am very aware of all the narratives, and I have tried to verify them before I share them because I know the dark has two faces. But I've got to say that like so many of us, Steve, that Sean understand that there are people that are messed up really bad in the head, and honestly, cannot be allowed to continue victimizing the people of Terra. That's why the Nebu had to be defeated and removed. One thing I have to say about the Q agenda, and so many military truthers out there who have completely ignored the ET connection. Just recently, podcasters are finally waking up to the importance of the galactics and are admitting that something is definitely going on with them. A year ago, Joe Rogan was calling people talking about the Federation crazy, and now he's open and searching for the truth. I actually think he's a good guy, but like so many of us, the nature of this whole operation is compartmentalization. So honestly, almost nobody has all the pieces, not even the most trusted, and a wise person totally understands all the moving parts. I've learned that anything is possible, and to believe none of what I hear, and unfortunately, these days with II, I also believe none of what I see without verification. This is really a time when it behooves us to develop our sixth sense. So many podcasters are operating completely in 3D, they just can't conceive beyond what they can see and touch. So my rule of thumb is that I don't take any narrative at face value. I'm aware of about 98% of the narratives out there, and have been for many years. I've met people working for both the light and the dark, and honestly, they're all very loving on the surface. I look for evidence, and so far it's slow, but the 17th agenda is being validated more and more every single day. That's really what I do. I bring up a lot of things, but I don't avow that they're fact until I have proof. Instead, I just watch everything and look for the feasibility of something and the indicators that they're actually happening. And so far, I'm on cloud 9. It's happening, and as Sean said, it's going to be even more amazing than we were ever told. A purer world where people care more about others than ourselves is slowly unfolding. This doesn't mean that we should reinforce mental illness or delusions. This means that we should seek divine connection and love others, have compassion, but focus on your connection to source energy in future days, which will raise the entire planet and guide us into a world of amazement. Try to see this transition through the eyes of a child, because what we are about to see is like nothing that we have known in the past. So put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride of your life.